Dr. Shabir, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
Pleasure to be on.
We're looking at inspirational verses of the Quran, Dr. Shabir, and this time we're going to be looking at chapter 65, verse 3. But the statement actually starts from verse 2. So I'm going to start with that. And it says, whoever has the awareness, God will open a way for them, and He will provide for them from an unexpected source. God will be enough for those who put their trust in Him. God achieves His purpose. God has set a due measure for everything. A beautiful verse.
Yeah, it is. It is. Very inspirational. This verse is cited by Muslims in public sermons and, even by average Muslims in everyday situations. One is faced with a difficulty and one feels like all ways are blocked, like I can't move forward, I'm stuck. But the verse promises whoever has the awareness of God, God will open up a way for that person and provide for that person from whence he or she had no expectation. God certainly achieves His purpose, and God has appointed a due measure for everything. So, the believer in a difficult situation has the assurance based on this verse that God will open up the way for us. God will provide for us, even if all means seem to be blocked and everything seems to be happening the wrong way.
Yes.
But God will make things happen because He will achieve His purpose. He has set a due measure for everything. Nothing will get out of hand or go out of control. Everything is in God's control. Everything is fine. So it's very inspiring. It helps Muslims to get through the day, and especially to get through a difficult day.
Sometimes you're in a situation where it doesn't seem like there's any help that you can get from anywhere, right? And knowing that you can rely on God in that situation is very comforting and reassuring to a person.
Yeah, it is a very inspiring verse, and that's why it's often mentioned in public sermons, and it's on the lips of average Muslims when they happen to be in difficulty. And even many Muslims who do not understand the Arabic language nonetheless have memorized at least that portion of the verse that says that God will provide for us from whence we had no expectation.
You know, Dr. Shabir, there's this important concept that Muslims like to talk about, tawakkul, right? Relying on God, right? Putting your trust in God, doing everything you can, but then at the end just saying, I leave it up to God.
Yes.
And this verse is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. The verse says, وَمَا يَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Whoever puts their trust in God, He is sufficient for them. So based on this, Muslims will typically say, Hasbunallah, God is enough for us. وَنِعْمَ الْوَكِيلُ, and He is the best defender. So Muslims do draw inspiration from the Quran as a whole, but from this verse in particular.
I think this verse also gives us humility, right? It's not like we can't solve everything on our own, but we do have to rely on God to help us.
Yes, and of course, not only does it give us the humility, but it also relieves us of a great burden in that we feel that we don't have to do everything all by ourselves, and we can seek the help of God, and His help is there.
Thank you for your time, Dr.
You're
Shabir.
welcome.
There are people out there who don't interact with Muslims at all in their day-to-day lives. They learn everything they know about Muslims from TV or social media. Our Muslim Media Hub will reach these people and transform their lives. Support us at QuranSpeaks.com.